So you're curious about what's happening in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's pretty wild what's going on there.
This Midwest metropolis is having a moment, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
We're talking record growth, major projects popping up left and right, and a newfound spotlight on the national stage.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch it unfold.
Today we're taking a deep dive into the reports you've shared, dissecting why Kansas City is making headlines and what it means for the future.
It's interesting because it's not just growth for growth's sake.
Right.
We're seeing a city strategically leverage its assets from its central location to a burgeoning tech scene.
Okay.
It's a fascinating case study in how a city can redefine itself.
Let's unpack this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Our listeners interested in Kansas City's growth. We've got reports painting a picture of a city exceeding expectations.
Totally.
The 2024 Kansas City report, economic analyses, even housing market deep dives.
Yeah.
But where do we even begin?
Well, the 2024 Kansas City report actually summarizes it well.
Okay.
Faster than anyone anticipated. Investors are clearly taking notice. Businesses are expanding, multifamily rents are increasing despite national trends.
And that's saying something in this market.
It really is.
But it's not just local buzz, right?
No, not at all.
We're talking about national recognition here.
Absolutely. Kansas City boasts the second fastest growing economy in the Midwest.
Wow.
Zoom out even further. It ranks 15th nationally among the most populous metros.
Really?
And get this, in the third quarter of 2023, Kansas, the entire state, had the #1 fastest growing economy in the nation.
Wow. That's huge.
It is.
And it's not going unnoticed.
Nope.
Rent Cafe, a site that analyzes rental markets, named Kansas City the #2 top market to watch in 2024. Even more impressive, Overland Park, part of the Kansas City metro area, came in at #10. Think about that. The only metro area in the entire country with 2 cities in the top 10.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That speaks volumes.
It really does. And when we dig deeper into these reports, a compelling narrative emerges. 2 key factors jump out: impactful projects and a surge in national attention. Think of it like a perfect storm of internal momentum and external validation.
So it's like Kansas City is finally getting the recognition it deserves, and that's attracting even more investment and opportunity.
Exactly.
But let's talk specifics.
Let's.
The 2024 Kansas City report highlights 8 major projects fueling this growth.
What?
Quite a lineup.
It is. We've got a brand new airport, the buzz from successfully hosting the 2023 NFL Draft Meta, making a significant investment in the area, and that's just the start.
Let's start with the new KCI Airport. It's more than just a shiny new terminal, wouldn't you say?
It's a statement, a billion-dollar symbol of Kansas City's ambition and its commitment to connecting with the world. The airport's design, its functionality, it all screams, we're open for business, for tourism, for talent.
I love that.
And the numbers reflect that: a 17.7% increase in flights, 53 nonstop destinations compared to 42 just last year. That kind of connectivity is a magnet for opportunity.
It's like a giant welcome sign for anyone looking to be a part of Kansas City's growth story.
I like that.
But speaking of showcasing what Kansas City can do, let's talk about the 2023 NFL Draft. Pulling off a large-scale event like that with over 300,000 people is no easy feat.
And they aced it. The logistics, the security, the overall experience, Kansas City proved it could handle the pressure and the spotlight. This wasn't just about football. It was about demonstrating their ability to host major events. And the $164.3 million economic impact was a nice bonus.
The message was clear. We can handle the big leagues and make it look easy.
Exactly.
And I think that message resonated especially with companies like Meta, who decided to set up shop at the Golden Plains Tech Park.
That's right. This wasn't just any tech company making a small investment. This was Meta, a giant in the industry, putting down roots in Kansas City with an over $800 million investment for a 1 million square foot data center.
Wow.
It's a vote of confidence in Kansas City's growing tech scene.
3rd fastest growing tech market in the U.S. That's incredible.
It is.
Only behind San Francisco and Austin. What does that tell you?
It tells me that Kansas City is no longer a hidden gem in the tech world. It's a force to be reckoned with. This Meta deal is a game changer, sending ripples throughout the entire ecosystem.
Totally.
Other businesses, investors, and most importantly, talent are all taking notice.
Exactly. It creates a domino effect.
Yeah.
And speaking of making bold moves, let's shift gears from the tech world to the world of sports. The new KC Current Stadium. What a story.
Talk about making a statement.
Right.
This stadium, the world's first purpose-built stadium for a women's professional sports team, is a testament to Kansas City's commitment to innovation and inclusivity in sports.
Yeah.
Opening in March 2024, It's more than just a stadium. It's a symbol of progress and a beacon for women's sports globally.
And it's not just about symbolism, is it?
No, it's not.
This stadium has been strategically designed to attract major sporting events for years to come.
Absolutely. NCAA championships, potentially even FIFA events down the line. The
Wow.
KC Current Stadium is a multi-purpose venue with huge potential to further elevate Kansas City's profile on the world stage.
So we've got a state-of-the-art airport, a city that knows how to host a major event, a burgeoning tech hub. But what about getting around? That's where the KC streetcar expansion comes in. Now, for our listener who might not be familiar with Kansas City, the streetcar is a relatively new addition to the city's transit system, and it's already had a huge impact. But this expansion connecting even more areas is a game changer.
Think of it this way. The streetcar is like a moving billboard for opportunity. Developers are practically tripping over themselves to invest along its route. Since 2012, we've seen over $6 billion with a B dollars in development within the existing streetcar boundaries.
Wow.
Imagine the possibilities as it expands even further.
It's urban planning at its finest. But let's shift gears one last time, this time to the world of advanced manufacturing. The Panasonic battery plant choosing Kansas City is a huge deal for the region.
It signals a shift in the economic landscape, positioning Kansas City as a key player in the electric vehicle revolution.
Go.
This isn't just about cars, it's about clean energy, sustainability, and the future of transportation. This plant, set to be operational in 2024, brings high-paying jobs and attracts related industries, creating a whole new economic engine for the city.
It's like they've plugged into the future, and that future is electric.
Yeah.
And speaking of the future, we can't forget about one of the biggest events on the horizon, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Kansas City is officially on the world stage, ready to welcome the world with open arms.
This is the pinnacle of global sporting events, and they're drawing on all their experience from hosting the NFL draft to make it unforgettable. The tourism, the global exposure, this is about putting Kansas City on the map for billions of people around the world.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, we have the proposed KC Royals downtown stadium. This one is still in the works, but it has the potential to be truly transformative for the city.
Imagine this, a brand new, state-of-the-art ballpark strategically located in the heart of downtown. This isn't just about baseball, it's about revitalizing the urban core, creating a vibrant entertainment district, and ensuring the Royals remain a competitive and attractive franchise for years to come.
It's a bold move with the potential for massive rewards. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's shift gears and delve into the numbers behind this boom. We've talked about these eye-catching projects, but what do the economic indicators tell us? Are they as impressive as these headline-grabbing developments? Let's find out. We just explored these 8 major projects shaping Kansas City's landscape.
Yeah.
But those are just the attention grabbers, right?
Right.
What's really exciting is the underlying economic strength that these reports reveal.
It really is impressive when you dig into the numbers.
So let's do it.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about Kansas having the fastest growing economy in the nation?
Yep.
A whopping 9.7% growth in Q3 2023?
Remarkable.
This signals a broader economic surge, not just isolated wins from big projects.
Exactly. It's like a ripple effect spreading throughout the entire state.
It's like a rising tide lifting all boats.
Love that analogy.
And speaking of positive indicators, Kansas City's job market has rebounded impressively from the pandemic, even surpassing national recovery rates.
Absolutely. The unemployment rate is consistently below the national average.
Wow. So it really does paint a picture of a healthy and thriving job market.
It does. Businesses are confident, hiring is strong, it's a positive feedback loop.
It's great news for anyone looking to be a part of this growth story.
For sure.
But with all this expansion and opportunity,
Yeah.
it begs the question,
What's that?
what about the people who already call Kansas City home? How does this impact their reality?
That's where things get really interesting. You know, the comprehensive housing market analysis you shared,
Yeah.
it provides a nuanced perspective.
Mhm.
It's not all rosy, especially when it comes to housing affordability.
So it's a classic case of no pain, no gain.
Pretty much.
Growth has its trade-offs.
Precisely. For instance, the Missouri side of the metro area, and for our listener, we're talking about the state line that divides the Kansas City metro tends to be more affordable.
Right.
However, the Kansas side boasts newer housing stock, so there's a trade-off depending on your priorities and budget.
A tale of two cities in a way.
Exactly.
And naturally, with this level of growth and demand, rent and home prices have been on the rise.
Yeah, that's something to definitely be aware of.
$1 million question is,
Let me guess.
are there any signs of this frenzy cooling off?
Well, there are glimmers of hope.
Right.
The report suggests that the breakneck pace of price increases might be easing.
Okay, good.
However, the demand for rentals remains strong, particularly for single-family homes.
So it's not a buyer's market just yet, but perhaps a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
What advice would you give someone considering a move to Kansas City given this current climate?
You know, I always say knowledge is power, especially in a dynamic market like this. Do your research understand the different dynamics at play on each side of the state line?
Okay.
What are your priorities? What are you willing to compromise on?
Right.
Being informed and prepared for a competitive market is essential.
So it kind of highlights the importance of balance, doesn't it?
I think so.
Celebrating the growth and opportunity while acknowledging the very real challenges that come with it.
It's a balancing act for sure.
How do you ensure that this growth benefits everyone, not just a select few?
That's the million-dollar question facing cities experiencing this kind of boom. How do you create a city that's not just economically successful, but also inclusive and equitable?
Right. It's about more than just impressive skylines and bustling businesses. It's about the people who call Kansas City home.
Couldn't agree more.
We've unpacked the top 8 projects, explored the positive economic indicators, and acknowledged the housing market's nuances. But what does it all mean for the future of Kansas City? What does this growth trajectory tell us about the city's aspirations and potential?
Well, that's what we're here to discuss, right? It really makes you wonder what's next.
Yeah, it's like they've cracked the code.
What's that?
Balancing economic growth with a focus on livability and community.
Right. And for anyone listening who might be thinking, okay, but what's the takeaway for me? What makes Kansas City's story relevant beyond the headlines?
That's a great question.
I think whether you're an investor looking for the next hot market, a job seeker in search of opportunity, or simply someone fascinated by urban evolution,
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City is a case study worth observing.
Totally.
It demonstrates how a city can leverage its strengths, its central location, its affordability, its strong sense of community
Yeah.
to attract investment talent and global attention.
It's proof that you don't have to be on the coasts to be at the forefront of innovation and progress.
Exactly.
And what I find particularly inspiring is that Kansas City isn't trying to be the next Silicon Valley or New York City. It's forging its own path, embracing its unique identity.
It's like they're saying, this is who we are, this is what we offer, take it or leave it. And you know what?
What's that?
That's refreshing.
I agree.
It's about creating a city where people want to put down roots, not just pass through. A place with a vibrant cultural scene, affordable living, and a strong sense of community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that resonates with people regardless of where they're from.
And it's an ongoing process, right?
Absolutely.
As we've discussed, there are challenges to address, ensuring that this growth is inclusive and benefits all residents.
Absolutely. But the foundation is there.
Okay.
And the most exciting part,
What's that?
we're still in the early stages of this transformation.
Wow.
With this unique blend of tech, sports, and infrastructure investments, who knows what Kansas City's global identity will be in 5 or 10 years?
That's the question we leave you with. What role will Kansas City play on the national and global stage in the years to come? How will this city continue to evolve? One thing is for sure, Kansas City's story is far from over. It's just getting started.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too. And that wraps up our deep dive into Kansas City's booming growth. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration as much as we have. Remember, stay curious, keep asking questions, and never stop exploring the world around you.